2016 meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission of the Village of Monee to order. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please. Clerk?
Bartlett? Here. Gross?
Here.
Janda?
Here.
Johnson?
Here.
Wright?
Here.
Neary?
Here.
Neal?
Okay, we have a quorum. We understand Ms. Nealon isn't going to be here tonight. We can conduct business tonight. First item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from May 20th, 2015. Do I have a...
I'll make a motion that we approve it.
Second.
Roll call, please, clerk.
Bartlett? Yes. Gross?
Yes.
Janda?
Yes.
Johnson? Ryan?
Yes.
Neary?
Yes.
The next item on the agenda is a public hearing. I move that we enter into a public hearing for the 630 variance application as submitted by Sue Himmel for the property at 25701 South Hoover. We have a motion.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Gross?
Yes.
Janda?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Ryan?
Yes.
Neary?
Yes.
Bartlett?
Yes.
Okay, we're in public session. Ms. Himmel, will you come up to the podium, please?
Yes.
If you would be so kind as to give the commission an overview of what you're looking to do.
Yep, I'm looking to put a 6-foot fence around part of my property. There was I do have, and it was turned in before also, the plot of the property. I don't know if you guys want to see it.
Got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
By the way, before she proceeds, we do have all of the green cards.
Oh, I have thank you for letting us know.
Sorry for interrupting.
No problem. I never did this before, so like, okay. The fence was going to come out from the porch, from the middle of the porch, because there's a wraparound porch halfway around the house. It'd be 10 feet from the sidewalk line, go to the back of the property line, and then up the other side where there is currently fences. I know that from speaking to Ruben, I don't remember what Ruben's last name was, he said that there was a issue of like public safety that could be a concern. There's no driveways on that side of the, on that part of the block at all. So it does not impede with anybody's public safety at all. It would allow an opportunity for me to have privacy in a place for, I have some pets for my pets.
Okay.
There's other homes in the neighborhood with 6-foot fences around the lots, because I walk when I go around the neighborhood. There's just in that little subdivision kind of area, there's 10 houses with 6-foot fences. There's 2 houses with chain link fences around the corner, not to mention the houses that have, I don't know if they're a 4-foot fence or about as high as this desk area there.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 4 of those.
Okay. Okay, we are in a public hearing. Is there anybody else from the audience who wants to speak on this issue? I'll ask for a second time. Is there anyone else in the room that would like to speak on this issue? With that, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Make a motion.
Linda's made a motion. Is there a second? And then Mr. Janda. Roll call.
Bartlett?
Yes.
Gross?
Yes.
Janda?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Ryan?
Yes.
Neary?
Yes.
Just since you've never been here before, what we did is we allowed the public to speak, and now the public is closed off to them, so now we'll have the commissioners ask questions of you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we'll start with Ms. Bartlett.
Would you be considering, because I did take a look at the house, I've looked at it a few times. No one on Roosevelt, it looks like has an actual fence along that, on any of the corner lots.
There is one further down, but it's not a 6-foot one.
Right. I guess my motion, or my consideration, or my suggestion, would be, would you consider having it, with you having the wraparound, having it come off the back of the wraparound so it's not over 10 feet toward the sidewalk? So that
I
oncoming
don't
traffic
understand.
and things of that sort. So what you're suggesting or requesting is that the fence actually come off the side porch, correct?
Correct.
Into the yard 10 feet, and then
It's gonna go out like 24 feet.
10 feet from the sidewalk?
Correct.
Okay,
She wants to go up to the property line, or the building.
for the building line.
Right.
Okay. My suggestion, and that what I'm coming up with, is that we take it from the end of the wraparound porch straight back, rather than coming out the 24 feet. Only because with our ordinances and the 6-foot fence, and you coming here for the approval, I just went past there, and there's buses and kids getting off buses and things of that sort. And I'm just watching out for traffic and things of that sort. So that's just something that I'm posing to you and offering. That is kind of my suggestion. With our ordinance and things of that sort, we're trying to make sure safety comes first. And I know there's no driveways, but you are on a corner lot. And you have a beautiful home. So, but I'm just trying to see if that would be something that you would take as a suggestion.
Sure, I'll take it as a suggestion. I mean, obviously, I'd prefer not to because the house sits further back in the property. And there's very little backyard as it is.
I see, you have the actual bushes, and then there's probably a few feet that come to the other fences that are to the left of you, if I'm looking at the front of the house, or the right of you, correct? The right of you.
To the way the house sits, yeah, to the
Yes.
left, there's fences there.
Yes, so if I'm looking from your house outward, you're to the left. And I have no problem connecting to them. I just have a problem with the traffic flow and the sightseeing and the kids, because I went there twice. Because I wanted to see the flow of traffic, that kind of thing. And I just left there probably half an hour ago, just to see the busing and the kids getting off the bus. And that's why I came up with one of the suggestions, is not having it bumped out. So that was my only concern, is the safety of the kids getting off the bus and that kind of thing. So other than that, I don't have any questions. Okay.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes, sir.
So this is
I'm digging here, pardon me. You know, I'm having a problem with the, not with your particular fence, with the corner lot situations, which doesn't concern this young lady, but as far as questions to you, over on this side where you have the existing fences, you're not running a fence there, you're just attaching to their fences?
Correct.
Now, have they, the people that own those fences approved that? Have they said that, yes, you can tie on to my fence?
I didn't ask them.
Okay, well, that's something you need to find out, because if they say, no, you can't tie on to my fence, then there's gotta be a gap there. And then you know, with your pets, you unaccomplished what you were trying to accomplish. You see what I'm saying? If you ran your fence up next to their fence and then ran all the way back down along their fence, that's fine. But to attach to someone else's fence, you have to have their permission.
Okay?
So that's really all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Ryan?
I just want to make sure I got the right direction. So you're facing, your house faces west, your driveway,
Yes.
so you're on the corner of Roosevelt and Hoover, and I'm back in that subdivision as well. In the whole purpose, you're wanting to bring this thing up basically halfway through that consider it the north side of your home instead of it just coming up to your backyard,
Correct. Or not the whole way up, halfway up.
halfway up. And your number one main focus of that, what is that? How much feet are we talking?
No.
No, from the
Oh,
back of,
okay.
from the back side of your house, which would technically be your backyard, to where you're extending it forward, and that's the issue we're having with the 4 foot to the 6 foot. That fence there by ours should be 4 foot tall, because it's decorative, it's in the front yard. Well, how much space are you gaining there?
Well, it would go from the porch, what he wrote is the proposal, 24 feet out from the porch.
So you're talking that whole, you're gaining a whole lot, and you do not have a big backyard. So you're gaining square footage wise, I mean, you're gaining, in essence, you're almost doubling the size of your backyard by doing it this way,
Yes,
if I'm looking at it right.
yes. Because it's going up the side of the house.
Yeah, I mean, you're literally getting twice the space. Now, what kind of fence are you trying to put up?
Vinyl,
Fine.
and I wanted to go more, but there's obviously an affordability factor too.
Yeah, I mean, the easy answer would have been doing, you know, one of the decorative, I mean, you know, man, the decorative fence with the vinyl, with the animals and the pets and having the space. That was my big question, was how much space are you looking to gain, and you're literally doubling the size of your backyard.
The whole,
Okay, no, I'm good for now, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Janda?
Back to basics. You're looking to, what part of this diagram are you looking to make 6 foot?
Oh, well, I'll just show you.
Yes.
So, okay. Here is the driveway,
Okay,
all of this.
from here all the way around to here?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, that's enough, that's good.
Vince?
It's, I was just checking to make sure everything's inside the building lines, basically, is what you're staying in, right?
That is correct.
About all they had.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
May I?
Oh, please.
Do you have the drawings from your fence people as to where it's showing them putting the fence?
yeah, because then we can see what they're talking about.
I think you should have that in your package, Mr. Janda.
Pardon?
I did,
Somewhere.
Okay.
okay. So here's the porch. Opening,
Now, see, they're showing a fence down on this side.
so they are,
He factored that into the cost.
okay, and then he's going around the actual box.
It's
So
on
that
that
was
line.
the-
Correct,
that
yeah,
was
he's
the
going around
other
the box.
question that I had,
This is.
so that they can access it.
Okay.
Where are they opening up the fence? Where would the gate be?
It'd be over here and then it'd be access up from the porch.
Okay, so they'd actually open up the porch to get into. Okay.
You'd have to go through the porch in order to get
Get
in.
in.
And this is your porch entrance is right here right now?
Here and here,
Okay, you do have one back here.
yes.
Yep, yep.
So if, what I had said before, if you don't get the permission from the, your neighbor to tie onto their fence, then your fence guys are gonna run a fence down here.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Fence guys, so that's actually the company name.
That is the company name, yeah, it is.
Oh,
The fence
really?
guys.
Now, is there, we have a drainage easement back there too, right?
There's like a ditch back there, yeah.
Kind of. See,
Okay, and you're well within that?
Yes.
yeah,
Mhm.
see, it's just running around the box.
So you're, okay, gotcha. They're saying you got a 12-foot easement for public utilities and drainage. Now, this part of it is showing that your fence is right along that, and you're gonna be on your building side of that?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I think I've been a big enough pain, so.
I wouldn't put it that way.
Michelle
Not
did.
this question.
I have concerns just like Ms. Bartlett does relative to the line of sight of having that 6-foot fence extend 24 feet off of the house line onto approaching Roosevelt. And one of the biggest reasons I have that concern is Roosevelt doesn't have they don't have stop signs there. They have it on Hoover. There's a stop sign at Hoover, but Roosevelt just runs without a stop sign as far as.
No, there's a stop sign.
There's a 3-way stop there?
It's a 3-way, it comes going
It's a 3-way
west.
stop. Yeah, on
Yeah.
the corner of Hoover, it's a 3-way, it's east and west on Roosevelt, and then
I think it's
north-south on Hoover. Right there in the corner.
But on her corner?
No.
Which
No,
There's-
not her
no,
corner.
There's not a
corner.
3-way
Yeah,
stop.
I'm like,
I'm gonna
no,
ask-
there's
I'm
not
gonna-
one on
I'm
her
gonna
corner.
ask-
Yeah.
Correct.
I'm gonna ask,
Correct.
Roosevelt does not stop.
No.
I didn't think so.
Okay.
I meant the following block.
Okay, yes, but a block away from there, there's a stop.
Right.
But not right there, that's where. And that's why I have a real issue from a safety perspective of a 6-foot fence going out beyond the line of the house. So I'd like to work with you, if we could, and allow the 6-foot fence up to the northern edge of the house line in the back there, along the side, but not to extend beyond that. If that's not agreeable to you, then we would go down to something smaller. 3 foot is by ordinance. I don't like 3 feet right now, and I want to have discussions with the planning commission in the future to try to get that to 4 feet in the future. And I'd be willing to entertain that if you wanted to come out 24 feet, that northern side would all be 4 foot, rather than 6 foot. So you
Yeah, but
have
then it
6
doesn't
foot.
allow any privacy, and 3-foot fence, the dogs can jump right over.
I don't like the 3-foot fence, because I think you can just straddle that myself. I don't like that myself, and I've talked to some other municipalities, and they're at the 4-foot level. But that's how I see this, given that it is a corner lot, and corner lots are always, they're never fun from a fence perspective.
So let me just ask a couple things. So what about all the other houses in the neighborhood with 6-foot fences around the corner, and they go right up to the sidewalk? They're not even 2 feet away from the sidewalk.
There are some in the village that were
There's 10 right in the neighborhood.
put in that way, that got through planning and zoning and got through the village board of trustees in the past. And I might want to chalk that up to the fact that we didn't have a bunch of professional people on staff helping out, letting people know that you guys have to consider the safety factor. So I think mistakes have been made in the past, but I don't think there's any reason to continue making mistakes if we know that we have a definite safety liability issue on our hands. So that's my personal feeling.
But let me ask, so as a taxpayer, I don't have any kind of, I mean, it's whatever you guys say, right? That's it?
Well,
Whatever you guys say?
we're a recommending
Is
body.
that-
No, we're only a
We're a
recommending.
recommending body. We're gonna recommend one way or another to the village board. And then you're gonna be in front of the village board, and whatever the village board says, that's the final say-so.
If I can
We're
interject as
a
well.
recommending board only.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Two things too, and trying to help you out here a little bit. When the fence guys wrote this up, they did 2 things. One, it said village option, possibly they could put an angled panel on that front part of the house, which may help alleviate the, basically make that corner a kitty corner instead of the square.
Okay,
But two, I mean, the side of your porch there, you have your fireplace, so it's not like you're sitting out on that, behind the fireplace and the
No.
room there and everything else. You're only talking, and what, if, and quote me if I'm wrong, if we bump this, option A would be possibly the angle, something we could talk about, or B, all he's asking you to do is roll that fence back to the edge.
right, to go straight down and there'd be nothing on the corner
But
of
you're
the
only,
house.
you're literally, you're looking at losing not a whole lot of square footage, but you're still gaining everything on the other side. You're still gaining that whole length, the rest of the way back to the property line. So it's a give and take. You're losing that little bit of the corner, but you're still getting all the rest. We're still allowing it to be all the way to the edge. We're still allowing the front part and the other side of the house to have that 6 foot all the way up and around. So in essence, to me, I mean, square footage, you can't be losing more than, what is that, maybe again, I wish you would add it more detailed on the exact square footage. He's 85 across, he's 24. I don't think you're looking at maybe 8 or 10 foot one way in one direction and maybe another, call it 8 foot by maybe 5. You're talking maybe 30 square feet of your backyard.
It's gotta be more than that, because to me, in my mind, you're saying to go straight off the house down, and all this whole side is gone then. None of that's enclosed.
Right here.
On the north side, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Right,
yeah.
No. I'm suggesting to go straight right now. So this is Roosevelt coming up, this is the problem. You got a car traveling, say westbound, somebody coming down Hoover, doesn't see him. You're right now this is gonna block off a big portion of that view. Chairman Gross, I believe you were talking to have it come straight across. I'm just entertaining thoughts. Bring this line here. Bring this line down to here. Still let you have your 6 foot fence off the back end of the house, all the way across, all the way up. All you'd be losing is this area. With that sufficient, us and Chairman Gross and anybody else, you're losing this corner, but your kickback now goes all the way back to the corner of the house, which in fact helps with division and,
I need you up here to,
I see what he's.
I don't know if that's
He's talking about
plausible,
coming
even
straight
feasible,
across
but
there.
so.
rather
Yeah.
than.
At the
So
back
instead
of
of-
where the
instead of
wraparound
having it
porch
from
comes,
here,
coming
go
back.
straight up from there. I was thinking that he meant to go straight down.
So.
No, he's talking about going straight across.
Yeah.
Okay.
Corner of the house, straight across, and down. Now this doesn't come all the way out to the front edge of the porch. Now you're talking an extra 10 foot of that makes sense. Driving down this way from the house. So again,
See, what I would suggest.
down towards my house, because I live over here, I'm cruising right down Roosevelt, this way, I'm going down Roosevelt. What she's attempting is, we're gonna lose that extra 10 foot, I'm saying, bump it all the way back to the house line. Now, she's only losing this much space, we're gaining this much visual space back. Her fence starts here.
Okay.
Do you understand what he's talking
I
about?
absolutely, do, yeah.
No, I mean, I see what you're saying, I'm not.
I don't know if that works.
And we talked
Again,
about that
I'm
as an
talking
option, and the
draft.
fence guy was there too.
Okay.
I don't know.
So,
So you're just losing the corner.
yeah, and I'm good with that.
No.
I don't really wanna go straight off the
Yes.
back of the house.
Basically, the-
Because
the-
that
the
loses
porch,
the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so-
Oh, yeah.
Then it's almost like, what bother?
All the way back to the back of the house.
Okay, but the problem is,
To a true backyard.
Well, I'll tell you what,
Okay.
I know what you're saying
This-
about that
and it
there.
it flows
And I
over
would
and then we have
propose-
big
I
problem.
would propose
Okay,
if-
that's kind of what was in my head,
If
so,
the commission is agreeable,
yes,
that
okay,
we make a recommendation that it go to
right.
the house line,
House line.
but
The other,
asking the board to entertain option B. Okay? That way, they don't
there's,
see remember.
there's also, this is what was in my brain, so go ahead.
All right, there's an issue also. Your guys, your fence guys, is showing something different than your plaque, if I may.
We had 3 or 4 different options at one time.
It's
Well-
showing the building on the east.
This is what I gotta make sure of. Here, he's showing the back of your fence right here. And this is the ComEd box, okay? The reality, he's showing the fence here. The reality is the ComEd box is back here.
See this? Look at
So he's talking about bringing this all the way back, which puts you in this easement.
Okay,
Not including that.
so that can't happen either.
No.
Kitchen box back there.
This is where the fence has to be,
Around the box.
where it's drawn on this.
But
And I will show
but
that.
that won't be the concern of the planning and zoning, that'll be the concern of public works when
Right,
they
but
get
you-
ready
When they
to
get the stakes, when they start putting it in, they
stake
have
it
to
in.
make sure.
Is
Yeah,
that correct?
because
I understand
it's
it.
in the easement, but that's
As
what we're
long
trying to
as-
make
as
sure
long
is
as
that she
reality
doesn't
is-
spend all this money, have them come out and then say, the easement's there.
The ComEd box is here.
Mhm.
God, I just, I
They're
really love
showing
your house.
the
I love
fence.
your
It
house.
is.
Every time.
It might be for sale really quick, I live there every year.
Every
It
time my
makes no
wife drives
difference
by
to
it,
me.
she always says, I want a wraparound porch.
Going to
That we
the
would never
ComEd
sell
box
that anyway.
Mhm.
and boxing it off, which means the fence is not here.
See, I would think you'd wanna leave the wraparound porch.
Mhm.
Accessible
What we're-
to the sea.
What we're focusing on is
I
this
understand,
section here.
but it also has to meet.
Oh, yeah, it has to, and when it's staked, it has to do that, right, right, but that's, the staking is an issue that's not.
But see, that's an issue that we needed to address. Are you pushing me out?
No, what, I'm trying to make it, I'm trying to figure out how to,
Yeah.
How to make it work?
yes, how to make this,
It's just.
so it's a good, a win-win for everyone's situation.
Any other comments from commissioners?
Mr. Neary and Mr. Deanna, do you understand what we were talking about?
Yeah, I
With
see
the
what you're trying to do
easement,
there. Are
yeah.
we still going with the 6 foot though, even at that corner? If it's pushed back? Or are we pushing it back and sticking with 4?
Ma-
I would
I
have
have-
no problem giving her the 6 foot if we kick it back. That would be me.
With the clip in the corner or no?
I don't think you have to clip the corner there. I mean, you're gaining literally half her house back on that side.
And we still have. Right.
Or you wouldn't need that.
I mean, me as an aesthetic value, I'll be honest, you're cutting off half of the most beautiful thing in your house, which is your porch, and your original on the side. By bumping it back to that corner, you know, you would have to actually put a fence on the inside of that, next to your porch anyway, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which I can't even, that would, I'm not, I mean, just from an architectural standpoint, that just really, I wouldn't even think to do that. I would just wanna go back to the corner of the house, ask for that to come out, come down and over, you lose a lousy, maybe 25, 30 square foot of side yard, that's all you're losing.
I'm
On
good
that
with
option.
that.
On that
I'm good
option.
with that.
I don't know, you know, that would be, I'd be in favor of that, but that's just me.
All right, are there any other commissioners that are in favor of any kind of 6-foot fence along the
It's a beautiful home.
the side lot? We're trying to get back, or, I think we're trying to get back where we're trying to follow ordinance as close as possible and try to keep this as safe as possible. Myself, I don't really like the idea of any 6-foot fence coming out of a yard like that. It's not something that we've done, it's something that's been done by prior P&Z commissions, so. Vince?
I'm stuck on that 6 foot myself. I mean, we do one, we do them all. I mean, that's the problem. I mean, the plan sounds great. I mean, I don't have a problem with the plan. It's just, we gotta make up our minds if we're gonna let 6 go or not.
I think in that subdivision, and again, I'm thinking about that subdivision, I know of at least, you know, Willoughby, Alicia's house, red, on the other side of that, 6-footer.
Yeah, but the 6-footer goes to the house line, right?
They were all, and it's to the house
It's
line.
not,
Right.
yes,
It's
it's
to the
not.
house line,
Right.
and that's where I'm struggling with that, those are to the house line.
Right.
And it is pushed back, it's where we would, man,
See,
it
and then,
sucks.
and our problem,
Excuse my French.
the problem is that, I mean, it's beautiful, and I understand why she's coming here, but our issue is if we give this and do this for her, we have to make sure that we do it for everyone. And that's my main priority, is to make sure that it is safe. That is all. That's my, and consistent, so that when somebody comes up here, and I don't say to you, Zimmelton, this is what we're going to allow for you to have on your corner lot, but then I can't have somebody else because they butt up, they're different than somebody else, and each one is individual. We have to come with a uniformity, and and the safety is my number one issue.
Let me see, why do other townships not have this? Mantino doesn't, you don't go through this in Mantino.
What are you talking about?
With the ordinance, I have Mantino's fence stuff.
I have Monee, sir.
And they can put fences up on the corners, and they can be 6-foot fences. I guess and you're advertising for new businesses, do you put all these restrictions? I heard on a radio station for new businesses and
Okay.
so
We're not,
perplexed. I mean, I understand
you
that,
can
but
have
this
some
is-
discussions with the village board as far as the businesses and all that things. This is planning and zoning, we're an advisory committee only. We're gonna make a recommendation to the village board. You're gonna appear before the village board and make your case with them again, but, myself, and from what I hear from many of the commissioners, is that we're very uncomfortable with extending this 6-foot fence, and if you wanna come out, go to 4 feet along the side lot. We'll make that, I'll entertain a motion.
That we can go 4 feet?
I'll entertain a motion that we send a favorable recommendation to the village board such that the 6-foot fence does not extend beyond the north side of the house line.
So it's straight back from the rock on the porch.
So if anyone wants to make that motion.
That's the motion that I'm making.
Okay. Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second.
Roll call, please, clerk.
Neary,
Yes.
Gross,
Yes.
Janda,
Yes.
Johnson,
No.
Ryan,
I think it's futile because it's not something that the homeowner's going to accept, so no.
Bartlett.
Yes.
Motion carried?
Yes.
Okay, motion carried. So the recommendation was that it's going, you can go 6 foot, provided you do not go anywhere beyond the north side of the house boundary. And that's what's going to be in front of the village board next week. And the meeting is next Wednesday at 6:30, I believe.
Talk to them.
And please be here for that. And they may say it differently than we do, but
Something different.
looking forward to trying to get our arms around the ordinances in the village and the safety of the residents of the village.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion.
Wait.
Old business, new business.
Yeah, what about old business and new business?
Is it any?
Or are you just adjourning that segment?
Is there a motion to adjourn?
There's a motion, I make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I second.
Roll call, please.
Ryan,
Yes.
Neary,
Yes.
Bartlett,
Yes.
Gross,
Yes,
Janda,
Yes.
Johnson.
No.
we're adjourned.
I had something for the
Okay.
commission that I wanted to discuss with them,
Okay.
but we closed the meeting, so
No,
let's go.
no.
Is that something?
Excuse me?
Should have said something.
I tried to say something.
I said I got something for the commission.